What is going on, guys? Before me, I have two Seikos that I absolutely love and two Seiko bracelets that I'm not crazy about. But Uncle Seiko is coming to save the day, at least for one of them. All right, guys, thanks for stopping by my little channel here. I appreciate it a lot. You can see this Uncle Seiko ad up at the top. Beautiful bracelet made by Uncle Seiko, as well as a number of cool rubber straps. But today, we're going to look at a different rubber strap, and we're going to put it on these guys. I love these Seikos. I'm sort of new to Seiko. I was sort of a late bloomer. I started with other watches and then kind of backtracked into Seiko, opposite of what a lot of people do. But yeah, love the SKX. Hate the rubber that it comes on. The bracelet, not bad, although I will probably upgrade that in the future as well to an Uncle Seiko bracelet. But if you take a look at my Instagram, and I do hope you will take a look at my Instagram, go ahead and follow me over there as well. You can see I post the Seikos a lot, the SKX 007 here and the 009 that you saw next to it. Love the watches, but one thing you'll notice is no rubber straps, and that's because I can't find one I actually like. I should say I could not find one I actually liked up until Uncle Seiko posted that picture, and we'll get into that in a second. But before me, I have the SKX 009 on my left, the SKX 007 on the right. This 009 actually came on the rubber strap that is on the 007 at the moment. I changed that out to this Seiko OEM Jubilee. It's decent. What's not decent is this atrocious rubber. I can't wait to get rid of it. Uncle Seiko is going to help. I love this guy already. I already followed him on Instagram. My friend Scott Keeps Time, also on Instagram, raves about his stuff. He posted this. This is a newish strap that he's making now, and I had to have it. I reached out, said I need one. I got to have one for the 007 or the 009. I don't know which, but I got to have it. If you pop on his website, you can see he does a lot of other things. Just like I said before, rubber straps in this waffle pattern, really, really cool. I'll probably look into one of those. This razor wire for the 007 and also the turtles. Does stuff for the Omega Speedmasters, something I'm definitely going to have to look into as well. But today we're looking at this strap. This is the Irizumi or IreZumi. I'm not sure how you say that. It's a Japanese word meaning tattoo. The direct translation is actually inserting ink, which is pretty interesting. If you look at this dive strap, the GL831 or 831, it's basically a tattooed strap. Really, really cool. Comes in three options, all black, a 22 millimeter short, a 22 millimeter standard, and a 20 millimeter standard length are your options. No 18 inch, no 24 inch, but you know, he primarily makes stuff for Seikos. Seikos, you're going to find 20 and 22 millimeter lug widths, so that makes sense. So I've got the regular and the short. We're going to take a look at the regular first. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull it out of this package that actually nicely packaged. You get the strap, you get a black bead blasted buckle, and you get two very nice spring bars, 2.5 millimeter spring bars. And now that I've got all these straps disassembled, we have the IreZumi strap, the Uncle Seiko strap to the right, the OEM Seiko rubber to the left, and of course the OEM Jubilee above me. He makes a really cool Jubilee. One of the drawbacks of the Seiko Jubilee is hollow end links. His end links are all solid on all his pieces, so definitely upgrading that as well. But back to these guys, let's take a look at them, see what we think. Changing out the straps, you're going to need a changing tool. He does not send one of those, or you can just use a knife like this one that was my father's. My father died about 5 years ago, and I tend to use his knife all the time just to kind of keep him close to me and keep him within the hobby. But anyway, getting back to the watches outside, you can see the OEM rubber on the left, the Uncle Seiko IreZumi rubber on the right. Already very different. They both have these sort of crease points, flex points toward the watch head. They both have a taper. They're both made out of rubber that is black, but that's pretty much where it ends. If we look at this 009, you can see that deep indentation, and you would think that would be very flexible. It is not. It's very rigid. It's not a comfortable strap at all. I really like the look when it's in photos. I hate the look on my wrist, as we can see now, actually, because it just doesn't form fit, and I don't like the feel for the same reason. This strap, it's a failure on so many levels. To take a watch that's an icon, that's a lot of fun in general, and just ruin it with what they've just completely cheaped out. The only redeeming quality is the buckle and the spring bars. You can see it doesn't even lay flat. It's way too rigid. Sort of like a tire on a car that's been sitting for years and gotten hard. That's what it feels like out of the box. That's what it continues to feel like. It's just all kinds of bad. You can see the length on my 6 3/4 wrist has it sticking out on the end. You do get a stainless steel buckle. That's a plus. I like the brush of the buckle. That's a plus. But the strap itself, absolutely terrible. This one from Uncle Seiko, very cool. They do a bead blasted buckle on this one. I'm not 100% sure about the bead blasted buckle. I would like a polished buckle or a PVD cased Seiko. And honestly, the buckle kind of makes me want to get it PVD'd, but you can see how flexible, how form-fitting that's going to be. It's very soft and supple, even to the touch. You can see the stamped, I assume, printing on the rubber, sort of a wave pattern, which kind of goes in line with Seiko and its history. And I just think it just adds so much to the visual effect of this watch before we even get into the wearability of this watch. But speaking of wearability, on my 6 3/4 wrist, you can see how much better that forms to my wrist. Yes, it still sticks out a little bit. It's a 6 3/4 wrist. It's a regular strap length. This one, the strap coming in at a 78 millimeter by 130 millimeter length. You know, it's not the shortest strap for a fairly small wrist, but it fits very nicely. It's extremely comfortable to the point that I forget it's even on. And I really think it elevates the look of this already iconic watch. But you be the judge. Taking the other off, the OEM off, and putting the IreZumi tattoo rubber strap on both watches, you can see the difference between that 22 millimeter standard on the 007 on my right and the 22 millimeter short on the 009 on my left. Not a lot of differences. The short comes in at 70 millimeters by 120 millimeters as opposed to the 78 millimeters by 130 millimeters. So it's pretty close, but when I get it on my wrist, as I will do here in just a second, you'll see those differences. And for, you know, a 6.5 inch or below wrist size, I would probably recommend the short. My 6 3/4 gets by either way. Anything larger than 6 3/4, I would probably go with your standard length. Anything less, I would probably go with the short. But other than the sizing, they are identical. Same buckle, same keeper, same 2.5 mm spring bars, and same fantastic stamping. You can see that's much shorter, fits a little bit better on my 6 3/4 wrist. Having said that, though, it was a little more effort to put on just because it's not as long. Which do I like better? I don't know, really. I'll have to wear both and just decide. But even on the 009, the blue and red, it really, really elevates the look. Again, that it makes me want to PVD the case. If it was a polished clasp, I don't know that it would work as well. So I see why we did the black bead blasted clasp. Now, having said that, my OCD kind of gets me in trouble, and I want to either PVD the case or maybe put the original Seiko buckle on this one. But yeah, fantastic look, fantastic feel, fantastic fit. And these guys come in at $39 for either a 22 mm short, 22 mm standard, or a 20 mm in one size only. And that size is a 75 mm by 125. And yeah, I highly recommend them. No matter what size you go with or what watch you put them on, guys, they're great. Give Uncle Seiko a follow. He's a great guy. He's a watch collector. He's a pastor out in California. Just an overall good dude. Toss those OEM straps and give Uncle Seiko's a try, guys. You won't be sorry. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Please subscribe. We're going to do another giveaway at 2,500, guys. Till then, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.